To begin, what is the globalization? It's a process of economic, political, and social expansion, which implies a greater interdependence between states and the flexibility of their relation. In this first image, we see a country that has many buildings of different shapes and size, also bright and lots of lighting. We could call it a city of the future. Its inhabitants have a decent life and a stable economy and work that has allowed them to live in this type of futuristic cities in less developed countries. On the other hand, in the following image, we see an environment less populated with buildings, but rather older and neglected houses. The street is land, people hold the wires that are misplaced and tangled. People are circulation with handbell, clothing and vehicles. Some of them are also sitting on the side of the land rather and others are sitting on their bicycles. I chose these images because I feel that they represent very well the two sides of the coin of what globalization and other factors have done. With less developed countries and the first world countries, the difference in equality of life is clearly noticeable with respect to the people who live in certain environments of the different images. We can say that the opportunities present for the different population aren't the same. Some advantages of globalization that the first image presents are the distribution between different countries of resources and medicines, import and export with fewer custom restrictions that allow greater economy and commercial exchange between countries, the exchange of technology between nations, acceleration of innovation in technologies and architecture, increase in tourists in this type of futuristic cities. And these events that could present are like pollution, disappearance of culture and language due to the evolution and implementation of new technologies. And the disadvantages of the second image are dependence on developed countries, increasing inequality and unemployment, and inequality generated by lack of access to technology, lack of jobs that leads people to take slave job with cheap labor. The importation of manufacturers discourages the hiring of direct labor, and the big companies with this type of imports have become richer than they are already are. Many of the medicines and research don't arrive in certain third world countries, since many times they aren't considered one of the most important options among many other countries. As a conclusion, I can say that globalization is a advantage or a disadvantage from the point of view. That is, if you belong to a country that favors in different factors of your life, or if you live in one that depends completely on it to for it every day and not be able to carry dignified life. I think that in all countries there is a gap between the poor and the rich, and no matter how developed that country is, sometimes opportunities aren't given to all people, or many people decide don't to take advantage of them. But there are countries where the majority of their inhabitants only survives and depend for the most part on other countries to continue subsisting. Also, they have been responsibility for this dependency relationship towards them.